In this video, we're going to look at bulleted and numbered lists in Word. So I've got a few items here that I want to apply bullets to. So to apply bullets, you simply select the items and use the bullets button, and it applies the default round black bullets. But we can do a bit more than that. First of all, if we want the bullets to be lined up with the margin, we can use the decrease indent button to move them around. We can also use the increase indent button to move them as well. If we want to move certain bullets to be sub-bullets, we can also use the increase and decrease indent buttons, or we can use the tab keys as well. If we don't like how far it's jumped when we use the tab key or the increase indent, we can also manually drag them using the little square left indent button there. Then we can also apply custom bullets to these. So if we go to the bullets button, click the down arrow, you can see the bullet library already contains some ones that I've used before. So you can simply apply one of those, or you can say define new bullet, and then you've got some options here. You can apply pictures, so small images that can become bullets, or you can choose a symbol from one of the fonts that you already have. So I'm going to choose symbol, and here we've got various ones in the symbol font, like a little heart, for instance, and we simply select that and we'll apply it. Also just in the color of the font, if we change the color of the font, it should change the color of the bullets as well. If, however, we want to take a step further and recolor the bullet independently of the font, again we can go to define new bullet and go to symbol. We can also choose one of our different fonts like Wingdings or Webdings, and then choose a font from there. And then you can go to the font button in this little window and choose a different color perhaps. So maybe we want orange little stars, and we want them to be a bit bigger than the text. You can click on OK, and there we have now our orange stars, and you can see they're a bit bigger. They've also pushed the next item in the list a little bit down because they are bigger than what the normal size would be. But that's a way to customize your bullets a little bit and just create something a bit sort of prettier. If you then use your tab key, you'll see it still has the default round white bullet, so you would have to change that again if you want to. If you want to decrease the indent, you can either use the decrease indent button, or shift tab will put it back where it came from. If you are asked to apply a specific symbol to a bullet, you can go under define new bullet and choose symbol, and under every font there's a little character code down here. So if they ask you for 169, then you can just go through in numerical order. So if they said 169, then you can just look for them, click on a few until you find the close number, and then you'll know to work backwards to 169. So that's quite useful to know. Finally, if you want to change the spacing between either the bulleted items or the heading there, if you simply select the items and go to your paragraph settings, you'll see you've got your different options, spacing before and after. And what's different for bulleted lists is you've got this don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, and that's by default selected. If you untick that, then it will actually apply the paragraph spacing underneath each list item, which in this case looks a bit weird, but it might be something that you want to do. I'm going to undo that. And similarly, if you change your heading, you don't want the paragraph spacing, you can either go through this dialog box again, or in the layout tab you can reduce your paragraph spacing so that the list heading appears adjacent or right next to the list. If you don't like the distance between the bullet and the text, you can also change that on the ruler here, just by dragging the hanging indent, which is the little triangle pointing up there. You can drag that manually. If you don't have the ruler on, you go to view and simply tick ruler. Then if we want to do a numbered list, of course you can click the numbering button, and that will apply a basic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list, but of course there are other ones as well. ABC, Roman numerals, and so on and so forth. If you want to define a new numbering format, you just click on Define New Number Format there, and you can choose different styles, 1, 2, 3, ABC, etc. And then you can decide, okay, I want a bracket after it instead, and then it will apply that way. And if you want to continue numbering from a different list or set the list to start a specific value, then you can say set numbering value, and say I'll start it at number 4, and then it will recalculate the whole list. So that's useful if you have multiple lists in a document and you actually do want them to be continuous, but perhaps it hasn't figured that out. You can also use the continue numbering in that case. But if you need to fudge it, then you can simply use the set numbering value and insert whatever value you like. Finally, if you want a new line without having a new bullet, and you don't want to have to press enter and then backspace and so on to get a new line with no bullet, then you can press shift and enter on the keyboard, and it will create a line break without creating a new bullet, and you can put your text under there. You can see it looks a little bit different if you turn on the hidden characters. Normal enter looks like this, whereas this shift enter looks like that. That's how you create a new line without having a new bullet.